Hello and welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heavenward Thinking. Today we're going to finish off the book of 1 John. We're looking at 1 John chapter 5 verses 19 to 21. So I'll read it and we'll get right into this last episode on 1 John chapter 5. We know that we are children of God and that the whole world is under the control of the evil one. We know also that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding so that we may know him who is true. And we are in him who is true by being in his Son, Jesus Christ. He is the true God and eternal life. Dear children, keep yourselves from idols. So we have a couple things to look at here in this challenge this week. We see verse 19 reminding us who we are. We are children of God. It's a great reminder for us to know on a daily basis, who are we? We are, as Christians, children of God, called to be different than those around us. And second reminder in that verse, the whole world is under the control of the evil one. I think it's important for us to not just remember who we are, but also remember who the real enemy is. The real enemy is not the person sitting next to you. The real enemy is not the person you can't stand being around. The real enemy is the devil, and the world is under the control of the evil one. Important to remember that we have a real enemy, a real spiritual battle each day. But we see the hope that we have in verse 20. We see that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding, that we may know him who is true. And then it shows us who is him who is true. It's Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And the very end of the verse, it shows us he is the true God and eternal life. Again, the thing we are trying to understand in the book of 1 John is that there is a way we are supposed to walk, and that way is in Jesus Christ. And we're to avoid walking in the way of this world. We're supposed to be different, and the difference comes down to who is our God. Our God is Jesus Christ, the true God and eternal life. It changes everything when Jesus is the Lord of your life, when he is your master and you live according to his way, according to his word, then your life is going to be radically different. That's how we're going to see a difference between light and darkness, seeing Jesus in your life as opposed to the people around you who don't have Jesus in their life. And so when we are trying to be different, the important thing is, who are we serving? Are you serving Jesus on a day-to-day basis, or are you serving yourself? Are you serving the enemy of our lives, the enemy, the evil one in this world that we saw in verse 19, or are you serving the true God, Jesus Christ? And then to top this all off, we get a last reminder in verse 21, same topic here. Dear children, keep yourselves from idols. Again, who are we serving? Are we serving Jesus or idols, anything in this world that we put above Christ? So as we wrap up this series on 1 John, we've gone through all 5 chapters here. We can once again come to the conclusion that we need to live differently. As this last verse reminds us, we need to keep ourselves from the things of this world. We need to focus on Jesus and remove the distractions from our lives. That's my hope and my challenge for you this week, is that you'll do that you'll walk in the way of light, as we've seen all throughout 1 John, that you'll walk in the way of Christ and avoid the temptation of following the dark ways of this world. As always, join us next time for another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heavenward Thinking.